Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a reading on what makes you sexy. So here are the options to choose from. You're picking a painting, and yes, these are all my paintings. So if you would like some art, message me or hit me up on Instagram or something. But these are the options. We have pile number 1, group 1, the dragon's eye. Pile 2, the rose. And pile 3, this rainbow mess. This rainbow mess, pile number 3. So pick what you resonate with, dragon's eye, rose, or rainbow mess. And I have pre-shuffled the cards, so we're just going to get right into it with pile number 1. If you chose the dragon's eye, this is your reading. I did intuitive messages with each of the things like usual. So I wrote first and then we'll get into the cards. The dragon's eye. What makes you sexy? I hear that you're a little intimidating, but you're fierce, you're focused, and you're fast. And even if you're intimidating and fierce and stuff, you're still a really good friend. So I think that that's what makes it so sexy, is that you have a maybe hidden goodness, because on the outside you look a little just intimidating, okay? You look a little intense, but you're also calming at the same time. So that's the duality of you, is that you are intimidating and intense, but you have a really good heart and you're a good friend, and you're also very calming. So you're kind of a paradox. I see that you're still very heart-centered and, kind, but you're not afraid of darkness. You're not afraid to put your darkness out there. You're not afraid to have your shadow self be seen and to use it. I hear that you like the taboo and that you might be kind of kinky and maybe into like BDSM or like being a dom or something like that. And that you're very adventurous. Like you would do something wild, like have sex in the snow or in the mountains or maybe in a club bathroom. I don't know. But you're just a thrill and kind of dark and dangerous. I hear you have a quick tongue and maybe a really good tongue. Just gonna leave it at that. Maybe you're good with your tongue. And you get in heated conversations. Your tongue is your sword, so you can make things steamy and passionate. Maybe you were like a debater in school or something like that. I'm hearing that you were like an A+ student, maybe like valedictorian, or if it's not in school, you've got the street smarts. You are brilliant. Like people know that you're kind of a mastermind. That's the words that are coming to my head, mastermind. You're intuitive with money or stocks or something like that. But I am getting a little bit more of a masculine energy. Not that you have to be a male, but just a little bit more dominating and a little bit more, I know what I want. It's just very quick and businessy, kind of. Even in sex and love, I think that you kind of think of it a little bit more like business. But you're very spicy and mysterious. You're very powerful. A little stark, a little sleek. You are kind of slow and stalk your prey, as I'm kind of seeing like this black panther that pounces on its prey once it knows for sure. But you will sit there and observe. You're an observer in the room. That's kind of what makes you sexy and mysterious too, is that you could be in a room, in a club, and you're the one observing everybody. And even if you've had a few drinks or something, it doesn't look like it. Your eyes are piercing and you're looking for the truth and you're looking for what you want. And I think that that's what's so sexy, is that people know that you know what you want. I'm hearing that your accessories, your style, like if you have a really nice watch or something maybe like really nice that you wear every day, or just the black that you wear, or just your style is maybe modern or expensive. And yeah. Oh, I'm also getting that you handle chaos like magically. Like you actually thrive in chaos. You actually enjoy finding the answers within the problem. You're like, give me that math problem, that mess. You get off on figuring out the answers. Okay, so now for your cards, I've got exertion and magic. So what makes you so sexy is the way you exert yourself and the magic that you put off. You have this deep, dark, mysterious energy within you. So anytime you combine with somebody else, you make them think about mystery and magic and maybe deeper parts of themselves that they don't always tap into. But you bring out this kind of dark curiosity, which is very sexy. And then exertion, which is all about how you can work up a sweat. So maybe you work out a lot, but I'm also feeling that you exert yourself and in the bedroom and work up a sweat, and you have a lot of stamina and intensity that obviously goes with you in the bedroom. I do see that you have this emperor kind of daddy energy about you. No matter your gender, it's this provider energy, and this energy of that you will sustain whatever encounter that you're with, or whatever, that you're going to sustain your baby, your love, your because you are a lover. You don't use this darkness for this magical energy for nothing. You use it for your loving relationships. I think that people might not always expect how much you're so loving, but you are. You're just not afraid to change and to swim in the depths and to evolve and to find the truth and different things like that. But I am getting that you've got the coin, or that's the kind of energy that you've got, and that you're kind of confusing. Actually, I had some trouble with the cards in this group, and I think that's because maybe you are a lot of different energies, maybe more dynamic, or that you are a little bit of a trickster, or a little bit of like you almost get off on people being confused by you. Like you really like being misunderstood. You really like not being easily defined, and you want to keep people on their toes or not give people the privilege to like fully know you, and not in a bad way, just you're a riddle and there's always more to be discovered, and you can see through a lot of bullshit, and I think you can see the poison, you can see the hurt or the pain more than other people can, like almost like you could pull it out of the air. Like you can see what the thread is that's either igniting, inflaming the people around you, or you can see the thread that's combining them and linking them all together. Like you can see that. You have truth in your perception, and you can see the web and how things are connected. But you are a little confusing. And I think that you like that I'm maybe confused by your energy, because you don't want to be easily put in any kind of box, yet you are very structured, and you do have some traditional values and certain things that make you and I want to say king, and I hopefully this isn't offending any kind of woman that doesn't want to identify like that, but I'm just getting this very beautiful transformative energy that's very intuitive but very strong, very boss-like, and very loving still. So yes, you're very dynamic and deep and transformational and a little intense. But whatever you go after, you conquer, you know what you want, you can see through the bullshit, and yeah, you're kind of daddy. You're kind of dark, dangerous, and daddy energy. Like provider energy. Yeah, so That's what I have for you. That's for what makes you so sexy. If you liked it and enjoyed it, give it a like. Tell me what you liked about it. And check out my page in art if you are interested. Thank you. On to the next. Okay. For those who picked the rose, let's see if I can get. Okay, if you chose pile number 2, the rose, this is your reading, you magical sweet thing. I really loved your card, your group of cards, because it had a lot of synchronicities that are really beautiful. Just right off the bat, you pick the rose, and then out of my little, I don't know, this magic little deck, both of the rose cards came out, and look, they look so similar. It's the rose petal angel and the rose fairy. So I'm just like, how could you get any more rose than than that? And then you had the lion and the strength come up. So could be a Leo. But just double roses, double lions. Oh, actually, quadruple roses, because the cards I got, these are roses, these black, there's a flower in the middle, and then there's black and white roses here. So I was just like, okay, you are gorgeous. Why are you so sexy? Because you're gorgeous. Because you're strong. I mean, wow. Okay, but first, before I get more into that, I just was so obsessed with your cards, I totally skipped over what I wrote. What I intuitively wrote for you is that you are a rare old soul, or even maybe you don't feel like that, you're mature. This is the more mature pile, because you're put together. I'm seeing you got a good shape. You got curves and strength. Maybe you have lovely lips. If you're a woman, maybe I'm talking about both pair. And you have this unexpected strength about you because you are so beautiful. I think that people don't realize that you have gone through battles and that you've grown up or you've settled into yourself, but not without your battles. So maybe you are a little bit more petite but mighty, or maybe there's something just about you because of some sort of smaller features that people underestimate you. But whether it's your body or your energy, even if somebody underestimates or sees something small about you visually, you pack a punch. You're very full-bodied in your body or your energy. You're full. You are strong, you are soft, but you're also very sharp. You are deeply passionate, and it's a very deep fire. It's a very, like, I'm getting like the coals burning after a long fire, the bottom that are just bright red coals that just keep the heat. Yes, you can make the flame, but really your substance is a deeper, more grounded fire energy. You are skilled. I'm getting you're delicious, you're delectable. I mean, you got the nectar card, which I don't know how more delicious and delectable you could get. And that's what I'm saying. Like your confirmations were just amazing with the writing and the cards. You got the nectar and you got the rose. I'm hearing you're very skilled in bed, very skilled in general at your job or whatever. You are very experienced. You know what you're doing. You have a very seductive energy, and I don't even think that you try to seduce. It's just that your energy is very seductive, and I already want to slow down my voice. Like I'm almost hearing you to telling me, like, slow down, slow down, slow down. Your mother energy. You are, I mean, sexy mama. You are sexy mamacita, but I'm just being told, like, you're not going slow enough. You're not going slow enough. And I'm like, I need to finish the reading. And don't get me all hot and worked up. But your energy is like pulling me quiet, pulling me slower. You know what you're doing. But people want to protect you, and I think that's because they see the rose, this like soft thing, but what they realize is like, you don't need any protection. You got it. You have the strength of the lion. You have this passionate, the Ace of Wands is a card of passion and creativity, and maybe you make people hard, but it's just fire, fire, and this guy with a spear, like fighting off fire and fighting off people. It's like you're a warrior. You are a warrior. So you don't really need any help. Not really, no. Thanks though. Thanks though. I feel like you're still very polite about it, because you're just such a rose. Your animal cards, again, we have the lion, and then you got the gazelle and the unicorn. And both of these have these circles around their heads, kind of like a halo, just showing how much of a good spirit you are. And you've got such a good head on your shoulders. You got these amazing antlers, this amazing horn, and the mane of a lion. It's like, obviously, you've got a good head on your shoulders. You're regal. You're royal. But you have a peace about you, this very soft peace. It's like these are very sweeter animals, but they will bust you with your horn. You know, they got weapons on them if they need to, but in general, even the lion, it's the strength. Why the lion is the strength, and it's sitting down and it's peaceful, and usually it's with like a child or something, is because it's the strength comes from not the hunt. The strength doesn't come from how you can kill. The strength comes from that you can kill, that you have the teeth, that you have the claws, but you choose not to use them. And so you're peaceful. Doesn't mean you're not harmless. You got thorns, right? You're still a rose with thorns. That beauty has to be protected. You just don't need other people to do it for you. You've got your own protection. And then also you can see the truth. You are the truth. And I think that you see the duality of life, and that you see both sides, and that not that you ride the fence or anything, but you get where both people are coming from. You're not the fighter, because you see that there's truth on both sides, and that you understand that people are the way they are because of the life that they live, and that maybe if you lived their life, you would think like them too, or you would do the things like that they did too. You never know. So I think you have such a grace about you that you give people that mercy and grace as well. So why are you so sexy? Your laugh is very sexy. It is adorable, I want to say, or contagious. It's like butter. It's just like people really want to make you laugh, and it's very sexy. Your laugh is incredibly sexy. Your authenticity is incredibly sexy. I think that you just are comfortable in your body, and you're comfortable in what the life that you've made for yourself, and your job, and your home, and you are proud of it, as you should be. And you like to show it when you like to show it, and you don't when you don't, and people just find that incredibly sexy. Your wisdom and knowledge is incredibly sexy. I don't know if people always think of you as the person to go to, but they should. I think that you always in the end up consoling or taking care or giving advice. But just kind of like those old wives' tales or something, you have the knowledge and wisdom of a mother, of a grandmother or something, that's just like you've lived life, and you know the treatments and remedies and lessons that people need to hear and learn. You're there to comfort, but also give a very heartful and sweet. I think a lot of times a lesson can be really hard to hear, and you make a lesson something that's just like, oh, the next stone you need to jump on. You don't need to hate yourself for what you've done or anything. You just give people another stone to step on with your words and your insight. And then also, you know what isn't for you. I think that you have no problem rejecting a night out, or you rather stay at home with your glass of wine if you need to. You have no problem rejecting people and so much just energies and things that aren't on your level. You have no problem saying, no, that's not for me. And That's incredibly sexy. So, yes, I'm getting that your scent, obviously the rose, but your scent is just super sweet and it's intoxicating. I think that you either have a very toned body or a very full body or just curves. Your body has this strength in it. Your mind is toned. You're strong and sweet and wonderful. I'm getting you're wonderful. I'm getting that you're lovely and that people might think that you're kind of like this princess in a tower, but you're a queen, and that tower didn't just build itself. You want to keep your sweetness protected, and it is. You protect yourself. You know what you're doing, and you're sexy for it. So that is your reading. Thank you so much for kind of seducing me. Like, subscribe, check out my art pages if you want any art or anything, if you want to follow me. And yeah, on to the next. Thank you. So lovely. Okay, pile 3. If you chose this rainbow mess, then this is your reading. What I intuitively wrote down was that you are bright. You're a fun, good time. You are wild. You are chaotic. You are adventurous. You are fun. You are hype. You are a thrill. You are ambitious. You are vibrant. You are quick thinking. And you're just wildly creative. Lots of wild energy. Your art or your music that you create, I'm really getting that you're an artist, especially like a music producer, a singer-songwriter, DJ, anything with music, really. If you create beats, if you're a musician, if you maybe just are a dancer, and so you're a choreographer, but music is what's screaming out at, which I've gotten confirmation in the cards and stuff. So the music that you create is really sexy to people. They can feel it, they can see it, they can get your vibe. I think that maybe you explain yourself a lot better through your art than like just normal words or whatever. And that's what people, they understand you through your art and music, and they think you're insanely sexy because of your talent. I think you're really dynamic with your art and music, so it makes people very curious and drawn to you. You feel like endless possibilities. You feel like, yeah, just an adventure, or there's just so much to you because of your talent. And you have so many possibilities, you have so much potential. You could go so high with it. So maybe you're kind of not yet blown up, or maybe you're just on your way. I think you're just on your way in your mountain. I think you actually, like if you are a musician or DJ, like you are performing at nice, bigger places and stuff, but because you do so well at the venues that you're at, people are just like, oh my gosh, where could they go? How big could this get? And it's just like, I don't know, you're here for the ride. Because you go with the flow. That's what I wrote. I wrote that you go with the flow, and that's what's so sexy, is that you go for the ride, you go for the flow. Like you are letting the universe take you on your wings. You're letting the universe be the wind beneath your wings. And you can host a lot of different energies. I think that you yourself are so inspired by the energies around you, or the things, or what you get inspired by can change. You can do so much with it. It's like you have all the tools, and then you can let the room fill up with different things, and then you can use those energies and people and just in the environment, and you craft it. You got magician energy, so you kind of keep yourself maybe like drama free, or you are able to play simple or be simple, or people maybe think you're kind of simple until you get a hold of the beat or the your guitar or the piano or your paintbrush or something like that. It's like as soon as you get inspired, you just blow up any kind of preconceived ideas about you. There's lots of layers to you, and you get people really excited in multiple ways because of your talent and your ideas. I think that your smile or your teeth or just something about you is really bright and welcoming. You're a little bit more reserved than people would guess, or that they just can't wait for you to come out of your shell a little bit when you do. And that's why when you perform or when you create or something is so exciting, is because you don't just smile for everybody. You're not like you are. I smile in a good time, but I think that's for your friends or when you're in your kind of environment. But you can close off a little bit or whatever when you need to, and you don't just stay open all the time. And I think that you're very humble for your talent, and that's that kind of more reserved energy is. Your humility, which people don't expect because you are so talented. But you are the sun and you are the light, and I got the sun and the eagle, and it's just this circle sun, bright light right in the center, this like white yellow color. So I think you really give a lot of warmth to people. You are so bright to people, and maybe almost that's a little bit hidden sometimes, or maybe it was hidden to you for a long time, or you just have multiple different energies. At the end, I think you have this really bright strength, but it's a little shielded, or you just have this very bright strength about you because there's a sun in multiple different ones of these cards, this really bright light. So I think that you're just a star. I think that your combination is what's going to give you far, is that you're wise and strong, but you're also very humble, and you can be meek, you can be soft, and like you could be on stage and perform. You could also make yourself smaller, and not in a bad way, just you don't need to make yourself the most important thing all the time or whatever. Like, I think your crowd can make you really important, but you can also see the lights around you. And I think that's what people really appreciate that about you, is that you can see the talent and possibilities and beauty all around you, even though you're such a star and such a bright light to so many people. I think that you've been through a lot, we all have, but I think that you've really transformed and used the difficulties in your life to make better art, and to really, you haven't been hardened, and that you just maneuver really well through life. And I think that's, for a big part of that is because your intuition, I'm getting like your third eye and your crown chakra are very, you hear spirit, you hear your higher self, you hear higher wisdom, and you listen. And that's why you can be so transformative in such a bright light. You can surrender and change perspective when you need to, especially when it's the next step or stage in your art and you need to change. I think because that's a good artist, is somebody that's constantly being able to change, and you can surrender to life when you need to, and you can celebrate with others when you need to. I think you were a celebration, and you could be a celebrity because of the peace and color that you bring to life. You're on your way. You are climbing your mountain. You are getting, not that you're just trying to get to the top. I don't feel that. I just think that you are flying your path, and it is taking you somewhere, some very, very high heights. And I really do feel like it is for music. Hopefully this resonates with people, because I got multiple cards about music and then I wrote it down before. So I think what's so amazing about you is that you are balanced, and that you use all the elements. You have emotion of water, you have the passion of fire, you have the grounded stability of earth, and you have the intelligence and the ideas of air. So you got it all. and you're spiritual, or you're very wise and intuitive, and you're in touch with maybe a higher power, or just your own higher calling. Yes, you're just a bright sunshine, light to everybody. You have soft, kind, a little intense maybe, but wise eyes. Oh, you could tell in your eyes I just don't think you would hurt anybody, or it's the mystic. That's what's throwing me off, is that I don't know what word to say for this, but the mystic part of you, I feel like, is in your eyes. You can see the mystery. You have a very nice smile. Your talent is what's so showy about you, but I don't think you are like really showy. But yes, you're very bright and beautiful, and I think you're tapped in to some sort of spirituality, to your path. I'm getting a lot of purple energy, so maybe you're kind of a hippie, maybe you like psychedelics. Okay, that's what it is. I think that you like festivals and psychedelics, and you go on trips. That's what it is. Okay, hopefully this resonates. But I'm getting that you like mushrooms and LSD, and you make music or art based off of your trips. And so, yeah, that's what it is. I was like, there's something so undescribable that's, yes, like magic, but I don't know if you actually are like practicing magic. It's more just that you go on hippie trips. And so you surrender to life, and you see the colors all around you, and you can handle going on trips and maybe doing different drugs and stuff, because you're such a creative. You can expand in a whole bunch of different ways, and you're able to use those energies and those experiences for your art and for your music. And that's what makes you so sexy, is that you are expansive and mystical and hippie trippy and colorful, and yeah, you're bright sunshine in a lot of people's lives. And it's just so sexy that you're so talented, and that your mind is so mystical, colorful, just all the things that a good psychedelic experience is. So yes, thank you so much for your wonderful rainbow mess energy that had me stumbling a little bit, but I am getting a lot of passion. Maybe you do kind of, I'm just getting more hippie vibes, like you kind of lounge around and sleep a little bit and enjoy life, and I think it's just really sexy that you know how to chill. I think you're very grounded, but I also think that you travel and move on when you need to move on and travel, and you go on adventures and you go on journeys. You go on trips alone. Like, I think that you're somebody that could catch a ride with somebody and go to Europe and not know exactly how you're going to get there. Like, maybe at some point you didn't have a lot of money, but you just trusted the universe that it was going to make your way, that you were going to make your way through. I think that you were kind of nomadic maybe, or that you're not around for a long time, but you're around for a good time. But you're very special, very unique, and very talented. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my art if you would like to. These are my pieces behind me, obviously. And energy is very fun. I really enjoyed this. So thank you, and see you on the next.